Mammals are called mammals because they feed their live young with milk through mammary glands. Mammals are normally covered with hair or fur. Mammal hearts have 4 chambers. The placenta is an organ that all mammals have. It appears in a female's uterus when she is pregnant. It gives the baby oxygen and other nutrients so it survives. The umbilical cord is also attached to the placenta. Mammals are endothermic because we can produce our own heat. A fun fact is that a male bison's roar can be heard from up to 3 miles away. African lion. Lions can live in most places except the desert across Central Africa. They prefer to live in places with thick scrub and grass to hide in. Their prey includes ungulates such as buffalo, zebra, wildebeest, and gazelles. Lions interact with each other a lot because they are the most social type of cats. They are the only cat species that live in organized groups called prides. They are suited for their environment because of their adapted tan color to hide in the savanna grass. Lions are the only cat with a tough tail and mane. North American river otter. Otters live in estuaries and marine coves where they build their dens across North America. They eat crawfish, frogs, turtles, eggs, and some water birds. Otters are very social, live together, and love to play with each other. Otters are well adapted to their environment. Whiskers give them sensors, and the color of otters helps them blend into their habitat. Their claws are also totally webbed. Otters can run up to 15 miles on land. Pygmy hippo. Pygmy hippos live in Liberia, the Ivory Coast, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. They live on water and on land. Pygmy hippos are herbivores that eat all kinds of vegetation. They are non-territorial with vast home ranges. They are polygamous and live with their mothers for approximately their first 5 years of their lives. Pygmy hippos are active mostly at night, so their dark-colored skin allows them to blend in. They produce their own skin cream to protect their skin from the sun. Non-placental mammals. Non-placental mammals don't develop their young in a womb. Egg-laying mammals are found in Australia. 2 examples are platypuses and echidnas. Both types of mammals have hair/fur on their bodies. Interestingly, eucalyptus is poisonous to baby joeys. The Virginia opossum is the only marsupial native to Alabama. Most marsupials are found in Australia. Birds. Birds are amniotic and the yolk in their eggs is clearly visible. Birds have 4 heart chambers. A fun fact is that, like flamingos, scarlet ibises get their color from their food. Birds have feathers as body coverings. Male birds usually have bright feathers to attract the females. Sexual dimorphism is the distinct difference in size or appearance between the sexes of an animal. Peacock males and female feathers are an example of this. Bald eagle. Bald eagles are exclusive to North America. They nest from Alaska to the Florida Keys around the wetlands, lakes, rivers, and coastlines. They almost exclusively eat fish. They will eat carrion if the fish is unavailable. A bald eagle's beak is hooked so it can pierce and hold fish easily. Eagles are well adapted to their environment. Their eyesight is amazing so they can spot their prey. Young bald eagles are almost totally brown. Their heads and tail feathers turn white about 5 years of age. The golden pheasant. Golden pheasants live in rocky mountainsides, slopes with bushes, and fields in China. They eat bamboo, insects, berries, flowers, and seeds. The golden pheasant have short yellow bills that let them grab food easily. They can run away from predators on land very quickly. Rather ironic, golden pheasants are very colorful but also really silent and shy. The Chilean flamingo. Flamingos live in warm tropical areas, normally high up, and near lakes in Peru, Chile, and other South American countries. They eat shrimp, mollusks, and crustaceans, which is where the flamingos get their color from. The beak of a flamingo is curved downwards to eat small prey out of the water. An interesting fact is that their legs are very long so they can stand in the water easily, and their necks are also very long so they can reach down and get their food.
Amphibians use both internal and external reproduction. In most cases, it is external reproduction in which eggs are laid by a female and then fertilized externally by a male nearby. Amphibians breathe through their lungs, skin, or for some amphibians, gills. Amphibians are ectothermic. Toads and frogs are similar yet different. Frogs are generally smaller and live on land and in the water, while toads are normally larger and live on land. Toads also have rougher skin. Amphibians show how healthy an ecosystem is because they rely on their habitat to be healthy, or they will start to dwindle if things like water quality go down, since they lay eggs in the water. Mossy frog. Mossy frogs live in flooded caves and on the banks of mountain streams in Vietnam. They eat insects and small invertebrates. Mossy frogs reproduce by laying eggs attached to rocks or vegetation just above the water. Then the eggs hatch and the larvae fall into the water. They're camouflaged very well and look like moss, making them blend into their environment. A fun fact about mossy frogs is that when threatened, they curl up into a ball so that they look even less like an edible frog.
Reptiles. Reptiles breathe with their lungs. Reptiles have amniotic eggs. The amniotic membrane keeps the embryo from drying out. A cool reptile fact is that chameleon eyes have a 360-degree arc of vision and can see two directions at once. Reptiles are ectothermic, meaning they cannot control their body heat through body processes. Their heart has 3 chambers. Reptiles have similar eggs and bone structure to birds, yet they share similar yolk sacs with mammals. The albino reticulated python lives in the rainforests of Southeast Asia. They are carnivores that eat small to medium mammals and birds. Reticulated pythons constrict their prey and suffocate them for food. They are well adapted to constrict prey because of their long and thick body. Reticulated pythons can be born albino due to a lack of melanin production. The African chameleon. The African chameleons live mostly in forests in West Africa. They eat mostly insects using their sticky tongues to launch out and catch the insect. Chameleons are highly adapted to their environment, and their skin color provides camouflage, and their eyes can rotate 360 degrees independently. An interesting fact about the African chameleon's skin is that when they are aggravated, their color becomes a bright red or orange. The alligator snapping turtle. Alligator snapping turtles live in small pools, swamps, rivers, and lakes in North America. They will eat about any aquatic or non-aquatic animal they can catch. Alligator snapping turtles catch food by hiding under logs until prey comes out, and then they pounce on the prey. The sides and the shell of the alligator snapping turtle allows it to be a top predator and have good protection. Interestingly, the average adult alligator snapping turtle can weigh up to 175 pounds. Fish. Fish have a streamlined shape, muscular tails, and fins which makes them well suited for water. Jawless fish, like lampreys, have no fins, jaws, or scales. Cartilaginous fish, like sharks, have skeletons made of cartilage instead of bone. Bony fish, like bass, are the most conventional fish. They have bony skeletons and fins. Fish hearts have 2 chambers. Fish take oxygen from the water through their gills. Chemoreception allows fish to sense chemicals in the environment, and the lateral line lets fish sense vibration in the water, and the swim bladder allows fish to control buoyancy. Jawless fish produce externally. Cartilaginous fish reproduce internally, and bony fish reproduce by spawning, a form of external reproduction. The Atlantic blue marlin. Atlantic blue marlins live all across the Atlantic Ocean. They migrate a lot as they follow the warm water currents. They live in deep water as well. Atlantic blue marlins normally eat other small fish and some jellyfish. They use their spear-like protrusions to catch prey and fight off predators. Blue marlins are bony fish, and they are most famous for their giant leaps from the water when they are caught by fishermen. Tiger shark. Tiger sharks live in shallow waters off the coasts across the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, along with many other smaller bodies of water, such as the Gulf of Mexico. They are made of soft cartilage, like other sharks. Tiger sharks are also considered alpha predators, as they will attack and eat most animals they find. They are also very aggressive and will attack humans in some instances. An interesting fact about tiger sharks is that they are one of the largest shark species, growing up to 15 to 20 feet. Sea lamprey. Sea lampreys live in the Atlantic Ocean from Europe to North America. They can live in fresh or salt water. Though they look like eels, lampreys are actually a primitive type of fish. They feed by sucking blood and nutrients from other aquatic animals as they latch on with their mouths. Lampreys are relatively small as they only grow to around 15 to 20 inches. Lampreys are a type of jawless fish. An interesting fact about lampreys is that some live in the Great Lakes because they migrated through human sewage pipes from the Atlantic.
In conclusion, we had a great time at the zoo. Every animal we saw had some adaptation to help it survive in their habitat. These adaptations range from a giraffe's long neck to a tiger's striped coat to a toad's color. It is very important to help protect these animals through conservation because they face many threats and need help.